I'm going to solve a problem when there's a 0 in the 10 spot and a 0 in the 1 spot. For this problem, I'm going to use my spinner to pick my numbers. For my first number, my whole, I only need to pick one number because I know that the other two are going to be 0. So I get a 7, so let me write that down, 700. And then for the second number, I get to spin two numbers. Let's spin and see what I get. I got a 9 and a 3. Let me write that in. So I'm going to solve 700 minus 93. First things first, I'm going to write it down in my vertical form. 700, our operation is subtraction, 93. I'm going to draw a picture to help me. When I look at the whole, I see that there's 700s and then nothing in the 10s and the 1s. So I'm just going to draw 700s. Perfect. And now I need to take away 93. Like always, I start with my 1s. So I need to take away 3 1s. I look over here. Yikes, there isn't anything. So I go to the 10s naturally, but yikes, there isn't anything there either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the 100 spot, and I can cross out 100. 100 is the same as 10 tens, so let me draw those in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I still can't take away my 3 1s, which means that I need to borrow one of these 10s, take away a 10, and 1 10 is the same as 10 1s. Now I have the 1s to take away this 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I go over to my 10 spot and I need to take away 9 10s. And lucky for me, I have just that amount left over. All right, so I took away my 10s, I go over to my hundreds, and there's nothing there, so that means I don't have to take away any hundreds, and that leaves me with 607 as my answer. Let me write it in, and let's also solve it the vertical way. So I go over to my 1s like always, and I see that I cannot take away 3 from 0. So I go over to my 10s, yikes, I don't have any 10s to borrow. So then I go over to my hundreds, and I do have some that I can borrow. So instead of 7 10s, I'm gonna have 6. Instead of 7 hundreds, I'm gonna have 6. That 100 is going to go over to the 10s, and that 1 represents the 100. I put the number of 10s that I have, which is 0. And then I would go back to my 1s and I start over. 0 minus 3, I still can't do it, which means I need to borrow from my 10s. Instead of having 10 10s, I'm going to borrow, so 10 minus 1 is 9, and then I'm going to put that 10 that I borrowed over here and bring up the number of 1s that I have, which is 0. So now I'm solving 10 minus 3, which is 7, 9 minus 9, which is 0, and 6 minus nothing, which is 6. So for this, I still got 607 when I solved it the vertical way.